Because we have this topic of discussion today, which is we're going to talk about the secret of destiny. So when I say word destiny, I want all of you to take 3 to 4 seconds break and think. When I say word destiny, what does destiny means for you? Is it a beautiful house, the first image that comes in your mind? Is it a pile of money? Is it a very successful position, a very powerful position? Destiny is having a happy family and everybody enjoying in front of you. What is your destination? And when we call about destination, that is also where your destiny wants to take it to you. What is one thing when you think about destiny that makes you feel, wow, if this happens, I feel I'm lucky? So the moment you have that picture on, keep that to you, which will be very helpful to you by the end of this session. And I would like to begin. Now, when we talk about destiny, what usually I get feedback from people is that they want to win a lottery ticket, and for them, that is destiny. Or I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying, how does it actually work? Winning a lottery ticket, getting sudden jump in money from business. One night you sleep, and next day the business goes boom. That is what the definition of their destiny is. But here I am to tell you that how do we actually become lucky? How do we actually encounter much more than what is meant for us? Because we would never know what is meant for us. Intensity is always in our hands because we as human beings have the power to create something bigger or smaller, including, the number of life breaths that you're going to take. We all have heard this quote in Hindi which says, Chinta or chita mein. That means there is a little difference of a dot between chinta, that is stress, and chita, that is a dead body. The difference between chita and chinta is of a dot. That means if you're more stressful person, you're going to die much before, than you're expected to. And they say it because when you're in too much of anxiety, you take shallow breaths. No, you're in anxiety, you take shallow breaths, you're not calmer. And we all are born with a number of breath limit, like a DNA code having a number of breaths. That is why you see people who are into classical singing or who do a lot of riyas, holding their breath, or do yoga, usually have longer lives. This is one of the reasons why, because we are born with number of counts of breaths, like a DNA chip or like a microchip. But here we are talking about secret of destiny, and I would like to share little things with all of you. I have this little thing in my hand. I'm sure this must be like a reverse thing for you, but let me explain it to you that it is just in a brief way that what we are talking about is map of consciousness. No, it doesn't help. All right. So this is map of consciousness. So what is map of consciousness? In this, we have different levels of our emotions. Like you have guilt, you have shame, you have anger, you have pride, you have acceptance, you have love, you have joy. These are different emotions that we all, travel in each day. Now, destiny has a very, very secret formula. Destiny takes you to a destination. They both come from a same point. So if you see this, these are the levels of what we have. This is shame, guilt, this is greed, grief, this is fear, and then we have desire, anger, pride, and then we going up have love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Enlightenment is self-sufficiency. Doesn't mean Buddha or being into Buddhahood. It means you're perfect in your order, you're done, you're self-sufficient. So these are the levels. And now there is scientific way of understanding that each person has a frequency. We all have frequency. Like there has been beautiful insights about the science, which says that Einstein had a certain frequency. He had a certain frequency of, what do I call it, like discovering or inventing. And in case, you know, Einstein would have gone up to the frequency of love, fallen in love with somebody, obsession about art, maybe he was not meant to do these things. So he retained on a certain frequency. Mahatma Gandhi had a different frequency to be on, but because his words had to affect millions of people for non-violence, and finally independent India had to emerge because of one of the major reasons was Mahatma Gandhi also. So we are all fit for one frequency, and by default, we remain in that frequency. Let me explain it to you in a simpler way. Now, if there is a, suppose you get hurt, somebody said something to you, and you're feeling very bad that, oh, my friend hurted me, my family member said that to me, it was not the right way where it was supposed to be, and you're feeling, you're in great despair, you're feeling very bad. Suddenly, you, in this mode of feeling sad and unhappy, you decide that, okay, let me meet my friend, and go outside and meet my friend. All right, you go meet your friend, you go for a party, you go for a session of cards, and you suddenly feel changed. The mood changes, the environment changes. That is why most people go out for shopping when they are feeling sad. So this is called change of frequency. When you meet different people, you create or go into a different environment. Environment changes emotion, and emotion changes energy. This is the secret E formula for destiny. Now, let me tell you with another example, what are we talking about of destiny? Destiny is a platform where an opportunity comes to you. It just comes to you, but you need to be very hardworking. You need to be very persistent, and you need to be skilled to utilize that opportunity to the fullest. For example, when you're making your house, you're doing interiors of your house, and suddenly in this beautiful work of your home that you want to do, you visit a hotel, you visit a restaurant, you go to airport, you meet your friends, you start seeing and noticing paintings, furniture designs, all of it. Why do you get to see that? What is the opportunity behind it? Is that because you are going through that phase of life? Similarly, when we are in positive state of mind, that is why everybody talks about think positive, be positive. What is the whole reason of being positive? Why should I be positive? What am I getting in being positive? The only thing we all get when we remain positive is that we attract similar things. And when we attract similar things, we become more lucky. And when we become more lucky, if we are hardworking, if we are skilled, we can utilize that opportunity. We can actually achieve our goals. This is the whole science behind being lucky. Let's take, for example, Dhirubhai Ambani. You know, he was very skilled. He was a sharp negotiator. He was good in his work. Opportunity came, he absorbed, encashed it, and since henceforth, there was no looking back. So how do we attract that first opportunity? Is called stroke of luck, or it is called destiny. We were meant for it. We were supposed to have it here. If I land up in running for Olympics race, that could be a stroke of luck. But if I'm not skilled enough, I will never be able to even go and, even compete with the last person out there. So skills is something that we should all have. But how do we become more lucky? How do we attract more luck? Now, there is little hidden science behind it. We all understand the power of astrology. We all understand that there is a hidden science behind all of us. Sometimes we don't want to believe it, we don't want to follow it because we feel dependent on it. And we as human beings want to be self dependent, which is absolutely fine. So, I am going to make you understand something which is very logical, which makes us very, very optimistic, which actually changes our aura. How many people have you met in life where you meet them and you want to see them again? You want to meet them again. Their words impact you. This is called their auric or their magnetic field. We all have magnetic field. Sometimes we do meet some people that when they talk, we just want to press our head and say, go away. I mean, you're just sucking my energy. And there are some people we meet that we just want to meet them again. We want to see them again because they give us so much. Now, how do we become those people? And how do we get benefit of that energy in our lives? See, the best and the easiest way to manage is by balancing 5 elements and altered state of mind. I will explain it to you. It is very logical. It is very scientific. Lot of big institutions like Harvard are also doing studies on it. It is very, very simple. The first way I'm going to tell you about is altering the state of mind. You have to notice that when you feel very, very aggressive, you usually breathe like this. In anger, we breathe like that. When you're very calm, like some of you would be very calm listening right now, Your breathing is very relaxed. When you're concentrating into something, your breathing pattern has bigger pauses because you stop, you want to absorb the whole thing. So, what I'm trying to tell you is that whenever you feel in stress, anxiety, irritation, any state of mind, and you want to be positive to attract more positivity in you, all you need to do is breathe, take your breath inside, and your stomach should go out. You know, like we fill up a balloon, we blow air, and the balloon, goes bigger in size. Similarly, when the air comes inside your tummy, it should go out like a little baby. You see a little baby sleeping? That baby, when the child is sleeping, the stomach rises and falls with the breath. We don't breathe like that. That is why our immunity is low. We don't even do chest breathing. While you're breathing, your chest also doesn't go up and down, doesn't rise and fall. That means even the lungs are not getting oxygen. Forget about the whole body. For your whole body to absorb oxygen, your mind, which is 21% running on oxygen, also needs you to take deeper breath. The moment you take deeper breath in the way that I'm going to explain you, it gives you freshness of mind, beautiful skin, a youthful body, a fit body, amazing immunity. How do you do that? So you take count of 8 breaths: one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you just inhale, 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 and your stomach goes out. And then you stop and you exhale. Yes. By doing this very frequently, you become very magnetic. People get attracted to you. Your speech, your power, your aura increases. You become very attractive. So when people are attracted to you, more opportunities come to you. So this is one of the way to increase your inner, your outer strength. And now about destiny. The 5 elements within us are very, very important. We are all made up of 5 elements. I would want all of you to just tell me what are these. I'm sure most of you are mute, but one of us would say that water element, air element, fire element, earth element, and space element. And we use all of it in every puja that we do. You're from Calcutta, and you know the importance of Durga Puja in your city. We all do puja every day. We have not even noticed that how beautifully the whole culture is designed to bring 5 elements into balance. And how do we do it every day to bring more customers to our work, have more clients, become better as a person, become more lucky? Let me explain it to you. Water element we use in puja, we keep in kalash some water or something. The importance of water element is that it starts from a point and it reaches its goals. Water element balance your emotions. Not just that, people or homes that have balanced water element have always good flow of cash. We always say flow of cash, right? We call it flow of cash because it is dominated by water element. And to your no surprise, that is why Ma Lakshmi emerges from samudra. She emerges from water element. So water element is very important in the homes, in your body, in your aura, to have a better flow of money, to have better destination reaching. Water starts from there. No matter whatever the obstacles are, it reaches the sea, it reaches its goal. Similarly, if you start something and you don't finish it, that means your water element is low. If you have cash crunch problem, that means your office and your home has not don't have balanced water element. How do we do that? Let me explain it to you once I explain you 5 elements into our lives. So the next element is called air element. Chinese call it wood element. So water is made up of 2 airs, hydrogen and oxygen. Water goes to plants and plants gives us oxygen. So plants are also considered for air elements. Now what is the importance of air element? You have seen people who just grow suddenly, people who are great communicators, people who have a lot of friends, people who are excellent in talking, who are great communicators, who talk a lot, have very high air element. When your home has balanced air element, a lot of people come to your home. You have a lot of friends, you have a lot of engagements. People find you very, very interesting. You are very entertaining. And when you have balanced air element in your offices, your growth, your company, your work, your organization, everything grows in your life in the matter of social growth, physical growth, financial growth. So growth is very important, and you have to balance air elements. And how do we balance air element? By taking more air inside of our body, by planting more trees. And to balance water element, you need to respect water. And there are certain directions in the home you need to keep water element, which I'm going to tell you as a part of little remedies in the end. And in puja, you see kalash mein little water kept. And for air element, you see all the dhoop batti coming, the dhoop and the dhuan of agarbatti. That is air element. Incense, smell is air element. The third element is very important, called fire. You see a little fire at my back also, there, next to Ganeshji. And we all light diya in our homes. Fire element makes you very attractive. People who have strong fire element speak very less. They have very attractive persona. You look at them and get mesmerized by them. They take you inside, they absorb you. You just get mesmerized. That is what happens when we watch a serial, a television, or a web series. We just look at somebody and we start looking at them, and we don't even realize that it's been 3 hours we are watching it. Anything that absorbs you, takes you in, is high fire element. So in your organizations, in your homes, when you have strong fire element, you become very popular. People talk about you. Fame or light is fire element. I'll tell you how to balance it and bring it into our system. That is why in puja, we light a diya, to enhance or better our fame or our energies by lighting fire element. The fourth element is called earth element. Earth element is the final result. It is materialization. Earth is very stable. You can't shake earth. Similarly, people who are of strong earth element have strong body. They might sit at one place in the same position for long. These people say things that are very weighty. I mean, their words have weight. When you have balanced earth element in your home, in your offices, your investments are very good. You do things that are very, very stable. There is stability in your organization, in your life, in your personality. And the last one, that is why in puja, we keep a lot of fruits, that is earth element. We keep flowers, earth element. The fifth element is called space element. Space element takes you to the world of intuition, your gut feeling, your imagination, your visualization, anything that takes your eyes up in your mind into the world of visualization, imagination, creation. Somebody inventing a pen was somebody's visualization to be able to write with a roller ballpoint pen. This is space element. When you go into something, get an information that is beyond anybody's comprehension, idea, innovation is space element. The space element is ruled by sound. That is why in Hinduism, and rather in all the cultures, all the readings of scriptures are said to be said aloud. You speak the word, the sound. Oh, is a sound. It's space element. When you meditate, you go into the element where you get lot of innovations like Steve Jobs or like Mark Zuckerberg, who have went to different meditative places in India, like Kenchi Dham, meditated there, come up with an idea and created a world-class product. That is the power of space element. How do we balance it in our lives? Well, meditation is one way of it. The other way is, for water element, never waste water. If you drink water and leave it in your glass, you waste your cash flow. You should stop it. If you plant more trees, you plant more growth into life, but you have to go and see the plants. You have to water them on regular basis because that is linked with your growth then. Now, for the fire element, if you waste electricity, you're going out of the room, the ACs are on, the lights are on, there's natural light coming, you're wasting electricity, you're wasting your fire, you're wasting your magnetism. Now, for balancing earth element, if you don't keep things clean, I tell people to bring stability in their life, to remove obstacles from their life, to pick up little kachra or pick up stuff, rubbish, garbage from the road and put it in the dustbin with the intention, programming your mind that I'm picking this problem of mine, which is not thrown by myself in this life. This problem of my sister-in-law, this problem of my colleague goes out in the dustbin and I'm free from this problem. Each day you have to program yourself to pick up garbage and put it in the right place, to balance and clean Mother Earth. For sound element, you must meditate. Now, let me explain it to you, the shortcut of it. We all have people coming in our offices, our home. There is a place where we meet, we crack a deal, and we feel, wow, this was stroke of luck. How do we do that? You need to create a magnetic place, a magnetic aura by balancing these five elements in your work. How do you do that? North element or north direction is strong for water element. You can have a little water fountain here every day, switched on for a few moments to balance the cash flow situation in your place. Because north is the direction which balances water in your home. You can't balance the whole of earth. You can always save water and create water element in your space to have better cash flow, to have better relationships, to be an excellent communicator. Keep a lot of bamboos, a lot of plants in east of your home. Why east? This is the direction from where sun rises, and hence we go out in the world to create our earning, to do something for ourselves. East is a very favorable direction for opportunities to come in. And what opportunities do we want to attract? Opportunities that brings growth, and growth is signified by plants, by keeping a lot of plants in the east of the house. That is why in olden times people used to place a tulsi and give water to tulsi with sunrise, because they were placed in east, the tulsi plant, and sun rays used to fall on it. So by placing a lot of plants in east and watering them, you signify and train your brain to look for the growth aspect in life. So have plants in the east of your office. Even if you have a small working table, you can have a little plant in the east of your table. To have more fire element, you can use color red or actual fire like a candle or a diya in the southeast or south of your office, to have that mesmerizing effect, to have that fame quotient to you. You can also have your pictures with famous people in a red frame in south direction of your home and office, because that is the direction which made Hanumanji very popular. He flew towards south. That is why he is called Devta for Mangal. Mangal is a planet which is favorable for south direction. Well, it's little deep just to make it understand that south, red color, Hanumanji is all interconnected. So you can use a lot of red elements or red candles in the south of your office to have your brain programmed for fame. Similarly, to have more stability in life, we need stability in relationships, we need stability with finances. That is why in Vastu, they talk about keeping us safe in southwest direction, because this is the direction of stability. That is why they say that the head of the family should sleep in southwest, because this gives you a stable position in relationships. Having a family picture in southwest make your relationship stable, even if, because sometimes people live in apartments, the homes are not designed for them. The master or the head of the family cannot sleep in southwest. Well, all right, you can have a family picture in the southwest, because your brain somehow relates with it. You know, your subconscious or your unconscious will understand what is the motive behind it. Secondly, you can have all your investment papers, your property papers, your jewelry, things that we buy or we purchase for us to last for long in southwest direction, so that they remain with us for long. Now, to have more intuitive capacity, to become more intuitive, to become more powerful, to read other people's mind, west and northwest are very important directions for that. You know, west direction, some people consider, you know, a home should only be north facing, a home should only be east facing, a home should not be south facing. It's not true. What does your horoscope says? What is your planet saying? Is your Mars good? Are you meant for south direction? It will suit you. So nothing is bad or good, but what suits you? You know, for some people tea is good, for some people water is good. What is suiting your system? That is the whole understanding about being and the science. To make your intuition go stronger, you should sit in west direction and meditate or even evaluate or introspect or write your ideas or your plannings in west direction. This is going to make your plannings come true. I know some of you would believe that this just seems like an hallucination. Can it also, is it possible? I would say try it. Don't try it for one day, Try it for 40 days because our brain takes 21 days to 40 days to reprogram it. Try it for 40 days. Any which ways, we have nothing to lose. We are trying something new. The problem with we as human beings is that we want to be in our comfort zone. And you know what is comfort zone? Comfort zone is a zone where nothing grows. So if you want to grow in life, you have to try something new. And if you try something new, new results will come. By doing the same thing again and again, you can't expect new results. This is one understanding that I would like to give to all of you. To myself also, I do the same thing, that destiny can just take you once there to that point. But are you trained for it? Are you trained to get benefits out of it? Can you actually make that opportunity a big turning point for you? So you have to train your mind. You have to look for that opportunity. You know, I always remind myself, I have this habit of seeing the mail. You know, you see that mail, red color mail that goes with all the letters on. So whenever I see that mail since childhood, I ask for a wish, I cross my fingers, and then I don't talk. I don't open my fingers or talk till I don't see a red card. And after 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, sometimes longer also, I do see a red card. But otherwise, if I don't see a mail, I will never even look for a red card. You always get things in life that you look for. So I want to ask all of you, do you actually look for opportunities or do you sit and dream about it? If you dream about it and you're not taking actions against it, no luck or no opportunity is going to stay, or you will be able to engage it also. We have to be very, very aware, very trained, very skilled, and very opportunist to grab that opportunity.